November 22nd, 2025. As always, we'll give it a few minutes for people to join. And good afternoon, Mike. Thanks for joining. We have a few people on right now. We'll just give it another couple minutes. Just a note, and I will post it later on, because of the Thanksgiving holiday, we will not be doing a stream next Wednesday or Saturday. We'll pick it up the following Saturday. But as a reminder, I will post it out there. And Dale, welcome. Duke Storm, welcome. Again, for anyone new to these live streams, we do them every Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern and Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. Oh, okay, John. Sorry about that. I didn't publish it yet because I just did the review this morning. And I had a great product sent to me from Strikeman. And this is the Strikeman, what is it? The Strikeman Smart Shot. And it is a remarkable product. It's a laser cartridge and bore sighter, both built into one, and it is rechargeable. I can't figure out your username. Yeah, I can't help you with that, brother. But anyway, that is a great product. I also have a couple of magnetic cleaning mats that were sent to me to review, and those are really nice. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped screws and springs and roll pins all over the place. And they have little compartments in them to put all your cleaning supplies. So I just reviewed them this morning. I'll be publishing them later as well. I don't really have an agenda today. This live stream is for you guys. So any firearm or Second Amendment topics you guys want to discuss, just put it in the chat window and we will do that. I do this stream for you guys. This is a way we can all stay in touch and share information, thoughts, and ideas. I also got some cleaning products from Forsaken Industries that sent me a gun mat to review. So I'll be reviewing those as well. All right. So, did anyone purchase any firearms recently? And if so, what? And we got a lot of liberals waking up from their parents' basements today. All right. So, one thing I'd like to talk about, because apparently there seems to be a lot of confusion about it. Um, I belong to a lot of gun forums, and um, the term castle doctrine and stand your ground are used interchangeably a lot, and that is incorrect. They're two totally different things. So I just want to clarify that. So, castle doctrine law, which most states do have, says that if you're in your home, which is your castle, you do not have the duty to retreat uh, in a defense situation. You can't shoot them through the door or go outside the door, but if they break through the threshold, you do not have a duty to retreat. The stand your ground law is totally different, and I guarantee you they don't have those in liberal states. We do have that in the great state of Tennessee, so you may want to check your state and local laws, but basically the stand your ground law allows you to use deadly force anywhere you have the legal right to be, as long as you're not in the commission of a crime. So, what that means is you can't go rob a liquor store and when the clerk pulls a gun on you, shoot him because you thought your life is in danger. But that's the major difference between the castle doctrine law and the stand your ground law is castle doctrine is normally restricted to your home, where the stand your ground law is anywhere you have the legal right to be. And I don't know why, but people use them interchangeably, but they are two distinct different items. Let me see. Is the Taurus G3 Toro an improvement over the G3? Will the optic make a big difference? To answer your question, John, uh, I think the Toro is an improvement if you want an optic. I mean, an optic's not going to make you a better shooter. You still need to train with it. Um, but I like the idea that if I wanted to mount an optic to my firearm, I can do that. Um, Personally, I still think that everyone should master their uh, iron sights before going to an optic, but that's just me. But to answer your question, um, yeah, I think it is an improvement. And eventually, um, you may want to get a red dot, and at least you have the ability. So, and high five QSR. Thanks for the 2 joules. Thank you. And you're welcome there, man. I hope that answered your question. Um, The only problem I have with the Toro, and that's just the same thing Glock did, is that if you want to add a red dot to a Glock, you are forced to buy a Gen 5 MOS and pay like $150 more. And Taurus did the same thing. If you're marketing a gun as a defensive gun, I don't think you should charge people extra to be able to mount a red dot. Every defensive pistol on the market should be able to accommodate a red dot without charge. That's just my opinion. I mean, you tell somebody the gun is a defensive pistol, but for $150 more. Yeah, and they are greedy companies, and that's why there's some of them I stay away from. Springfield, right out of the box, optic ready on my Echelon, my Hellcat Pro. My Savage Stance is optic ready. Smith & Wesson Equalizer is optic ready. My Ruger RXM is optic ready. I'm glad you like the gun magnet, John. It's a great product, actually. I put one in the card myself. So the Glock is now shipping their V series. I personally have no interest in them, and I'll probably never buy another Glock again, just for the fact that they caved. John, I just got another gun mount from Stinger. Only this is a bit different. This is like a magnetic holster with a trigger guard for about the same price. It's made out of steel. You can't go wrong sticking with a Ruger. I got to tell you, I say it all the time. The Ruger RXM, for the money, hands down, is the best buck. Tritium front night sight. It's optic ready right out of the box. They did a fantastic job with the grip because the grip is by Magpul. I am a little disappointed that, a year later and they still don't have the full size and compact grips yet. And every week I keep going to their website and it says coming soon. Just change the damn information. A year later is not coming soon. Those of you that are new to this stream, we do this every week. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. I have almost 800 videos of firearms and products that I've reviewed. We generate our revenue based on watch time hours, and our revenue is what we use to purchase our firearms and accessories to review for you guys. I'm a small channel. I don't have the funds to purchase guns out of my own pocket every month or every week. So again, thanks to all our viewers and subscribers for helping us generate the revenue. And some of you all made donations, which is also a big help. And we greatly appreciate that. Yeah, no problem cutting out there, John. It's no big deal. If not, I'll get a workout, and that's fine. You've paid your dues. I know this is 12 o'clock. This is about the time that the liberals wake up in their parents' basement. No problem, John. Thank you. Couldn't do this without the help of the moderators because lately we've been getting more and more of the liberals waking up in their parents' basements. But I guess that's, you know, part of growing. Yeah, we all need money for Pew Pew. Um, my channel is small. I still don't generate a lot of revenue, so it takes a little while to accumulate it. Um, I can't pronounce the share name, but hello to you too. And Ozzy, how you doing, buddy? Good morning to you too. Glad you can make it. I mentioned earlier because of the Thanksgiving holiday next week, we will not do our live stream on Wednesday night and Saturday. Um, we did break the 7,000 subscribers. Um, Probably going to break 7,500 by the end of the month. I was hoping to reach 10,000 by the new year. Um, that's not going to happen, but it was just a goal, and I'm jealous, Mike. I have the FPC in 9 millimeter. I'm impatient. I just can't wait. And if I would have waited, I would have got it in 10 millimeter. Um, you all know that's one of my favorite calibers. Um, I'm probably going to still eventually get one in 10 millimeter, but I have to get my lever action 357 first. And Jack, God bless America, is right. And we're getting more and more people from India, which is kind of ironic. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All liberals are waking up out of their parents' basements. And hello, Bear. Welcome for joining, sir. Good to see you here again. I was just saying I really don't have an agenda today, so if there's any topics or comments you all want to make regarding firearms or products and accessories, just put them in the comments and we will do that. And you're welcome, Bear. I do not live stream for a living. I wish I could. I wish I could just do gun stuff for a living, but not till I retire. And for the dumbasses asking me to show guns, you are not allowed to handle firearms um, on a live stream. So, need to make an ammo order, but you're going back and forth. Can't seem to pull the trigger on a pun 10. That's awesome, Ozzy. I don't know where you're looking, John. Uh, I usually use Ammo Seek and what else? Target Sports. But ammo is so cheap out here. I mean, I pretty much can go to any local gun store and get 9 millimeter for about $10 a box. But I go to Ammo Seek first. How many firearms do I own? I have no idea. And I know, John, when you're when you're looking for ammo, everybody's looking for a great deal. Um, I would definitely stay away from the aluminum case. Uh, yes, you can bring back ammo to New Germany as long as it is not hollow point ammo. My favorite pistol, hands down, Glock 20 10 millimeter. And yes, high points really are that bad. And high point and sky are really, really bad firearms. I would not buy one of them uh, and trust it to protect my life. I actually have a cousin in New Jersey that's a lawyer, though. Uh, Bear, I was on the fence with that. Actually, this is the problem. I have so many of them. I mean, I guess because I like the 10 millimeter, yeah, I could have easily said my Ronin 1911. Um, yeah, you got me on that. I could have said a 1911. I just really like that Glock 20. What's my thoughts about pump action shotgun? You can't go wrong with a pump action. They very rarely fail. They're extremely reliable. It's a great choice. Yeah, it is hard to pick one, Bear. It really is. No, Glock did not lose a contract because they were told to have a safety. Um, Glock did not lose a contract. If you're talking about military, um, they lost that contract to SIG for a couple reasons. The SIG is cheaper, and the military wanted something modular like the SIG, and Glock is not modular. That's why they lost the government contract. Uh, you know, a small hand grip is kind of relative. Everybody's definition on small is different. Um, what I would recommend is go to the gun store and pick one up. Dennis, I just wouldn't waste my money on a high point, period. And Sky is just as bad. But anyway, to answer that question, yeah, I agree. The best thing to do is go to your local gun shop and rent a gun. Um, you know, what gun feels right to one person may not feel right to another. Um, it's not a one size fits all. I agree with you, Bear. I own both. I have a Remington 870 and I have a Mossberg 500 Persuader. Um, and I will never part with those. They're just awesome guns. Yeah, skies are horrible. The trigger on those is just pathetic. Um, I mean, I know when people go looking for a gun, everybody wants a deal, right? But my my thought process when I go looking for a gun is never let me find the cheapest piece of crap I could buy. Very rarely does cost ever come into play when I look at a gun. Don't get me wrong. I like to get a good deal and maybe a rebate or something. But there's just certain guns I would not buy. And I agree, Pete. I have the SIG P320 in 9mm, 45 ACP, and I have the 320 X10 comp, and mine aren't going anywhere either. I wouldn't part with it either, Bear. And Ted, I'm sorry. Sorry, brother. I missed you. Hello there. Um, you said if I miss your comments or I don't see that you're logged in, I apologize. These comments do go by very quickly, and I don't always see them. I get it, Mike, but it's kind of hard to lose a gun, right? And I would just save up the money and get a better gun. I mean, Taurus, a lot of people are going to get their nose all at a joint, but Taurus is hit or miss. You can get a good one or you can get a bad one. And Taurus is about as low level as I would go. But honestly, for what you're paying for a Taurus, for $350, you can get a Ruger RXM. And like I said many times, I put that up against my Glock 19 any day. I love my 320s also. Mine aren't going anywhere. I have it in 9, 45, and 10, and mine have never shot anybody. Um, I'm still convinced that negligent discharges are human error. Well, you're lucky, Dennis. I have had issues with some of my Tauruses. Never a Taurus revolver. The Taurus semi-automatics, I had back in the day the PT 24/7. The PT series is not one of their best. But the revolvers, I've never had a problem. And I know Taurus gives you a lifetime warranty, but you hope you never need it. And they did turn out a lot of crap in Brazil. Again, you get lucky. You can get a good one or a bad one. And that's for anything. Yeah, that CZ is a good choice there, Ozzy. I like the CZ a lot. Ted, stay away from the High Point carbine. I don't care how cheap it is. You will regret it. I don't care that it's got a lifetime warranty. It's almost like Keltec. Andreas, hello to you. Well, like I said, I have a Taurus G3C and I got the Taurus GX2. I haven't had any problems with them whatsoever. Some people weren't so lucky, but there's a lot of guns on the market. There's a lot of good guns, all in the same price range. There is no best gun. The best gun is the one you shoot best. I own a lot of guns. I have some guns I don't shoot as well as I shoot others. Um, there's some guns I have that uh, I let my friends shoot, and they shoot them better than I do. Um, we all have guns that we shoot better with. Doesn't mean the gun is better. It just means it's better for you. Yeah, that's a good point, Bear. Um, Grab a Gun typically has a lot of the Leo trade-ins, um, and they are great deals. Um, and the good thing about it is cops never shoot, so it's not like you're going to have a gun that's got 50,000 rounds through it. They shoot once a year when they got to qualify. I don't even know how to answer that question, Andreas. I can't answer that question, Ted. I'm not a fan of 380. I would never own one. Um, you can't go wrong with revolvers, Dennis. I have Smith & Wesson 686 Deluxe. I have the Colt Python, and I just bought a Ruger GP 100. Um, Super reliable, easy to operate, dependable. Wow, where'd you get that, Bear? That's a phenomenal deal. Was that a Leo trade-in? I figured that. Yeah, that's a great deal. I saw Grab a Gun had a Glock 21 um, for 300 and something dollars, and it was a Leo trade-in. Ozzy, I'm telling you, I've said it a million times. Watch my videos. I've done reviews on the Zulisi optics, and in my money, I put that up against my Hollow Suns any day. They're half the price. Um, they have a great warranty, great quality. Um, just take a look at my reviews on the Zulisi optics. Um, you won't be sorry. Um, I have a Hollow Sun on my Hellcat Pro, but after looking at the Zulisis, I run them on all my pistols now. Yeah, that 686 is nice. I bought mine um, a year ago. Um, I like the 7 rounds. My opinion on Turkish shotguns, they're awesome. I have a Panzer Arms that's made in Turkey. That thing is built like a tank. Um, Turkish guns in general are great quality. And for a time check, it is 12:28. We will end this stream at 1 o'clock. And I see we have more liberals waking up out of their parents' basements. Yeah, I agree, Ted. The older ones are better. I bought my Colt Python a year ago. Um, the original Colt Pythons are better, but they're very expensive, and I do like the warranty that I get with the brand new one. Um, yep, I have a T-Says Tanker, I believe it's called. T-Says Tank. And it was like $3.99 at Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo. And it's a great shooting gun for the money. It really is. I actually want to look into whether um, Tisa's makes a 1911 and 10 millimeter. Yeah, I agree, Mike. Hickok 45 and I do need to meet up. He's in Tennessee too. I was hoping I'd catch Hickok 45 at the um, GOA convention in Knoxville, but I didn't see him there. Oh, I believe that, Ozzy. Turkey makes awesome guns. I mean, look at the Canic, um, Panzer Arms. There's a lot of them. I have to go check that out, Bear, because um, I love my 1911s and I love my 10 millimeter. Um, I do have the Springfield Ronin in 10 millimeter, but you can never have too many. Matter of fact, you know what? This is just me, zombie. I am not a fan of Kimber. Um, I always wanted a Kimber, and I bought a Kimber Custom 2 45 ACP 1911, and I had that thing for about a month, and I got rid of it. I couldn't stand it. It jammed like every fifth round. Um, I could have gotten a bad one, but um, my first experience, if it's bad, I stay away. So I personally will never buy a Kimber again. Yeah, the Canic is awesome. I have the Canic TPSC Elite. Um, and if you put that side by side with the Walther, it looks identical. It's almost like they share technology because it looks so close to a Walther. You would think Walther would have sued them. Yeah, those are nice guns, Bear. Here we go. No, 10 millimeter is not the same as a 40. I know the people that like 40 get their panties in a bunch, but a 40 Smith & Wesson is nowhere near the power of a 10 millimeter. Uh, yeah, well, what did you think was going to happen? To me, 40 caliber is just stupid. Um, Buy a 10 millimeter and shoot 40 caliber out of it. And unfortunately, when you buy 10 millimeter ammo, it's watered down ammo, um, almost like 40 caliber. But if you're going to shoot real hot load 10 millimeter like buffalo bore, nothing like a 10, like a 40. And I know that all the 40 people say it's the same thing, but they either never shot a 10 millimeter or they can't shoot a 10 millimeter and they went to the 40. It just, it's stupid. It makes no sense um, when you can shoot 40 caliber out of a 10 millimeter. I've never shot a Bursa, so I can't comment on that. I agree, Duke. 10 millimeter is the shit. It's my favorite caliber. It'll take down anything on two legs or four. Um, and Hoof Hearted, hello to you. For those that are new to this stream, we do them every Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern and Saturday from 12 noon to 1 Eastern. Yes, CMB Chris. Exactly, just like a 357 and 38 special. I could never understand why people would go out and buy a 38 when you could just buy a 357 and shoot 38 out of it. And even if you don't want to shoot it, you still have the ability. I disagree, SG. It absolutely will take down a bear. Um, the Alaskan tour guides use the Glock 20 10 millimeter as a backup for bear. So I don't know where you're getting your information that a 10 millimeter won't take out a bear. It's absolutely not true. A 40 may not take out a bear, but a 10 millimeter will. And I'm telling you that that's what the Alaskan tour guides use as a backup. Glock 20. You could take out an elk. You can take out anything with that, providing you're using the right ammo. How do I know so much about guns? Because I'm old. I've been around firearms for over 50 years. That's how. Uh, that's a good question, Ozzy. I mean, I think a 44 Magnum would actually be a better choice. It's just that, except for the Desert Eagle, a 10 millimeter is the most powerful semi-automatic pistol you can get. But yeah, I would agree with you. The 44 would probably be a better choice. It's just that you shooting a 10 millimeter Glock 20 with 15 rounds, it just gives you a lot more firepower. And Jared Quirt, you need to go back to your mommy and daddy's basement. So I just sent you there. Yeah, we have a lot of liberals that their mommy and daddies must wake them up out of the basement at around 12:30. And then I guess, they get tired of sitting around their tidy whities eating Cheetos. So they join the live stream. Yes, the 10 millimeter is more powerful. That's a good question, Bear. Um, I'm old school with 1911s. Um, I'm not a big fan of double stack 45 ACPs. Um, a lot of the 1911s could be finicky um, on single stack. Not so sure I would trust a double stack in 45 ACP. However, my Glock 21 uh, is fairly reliable. I have to check that out, Ozzy. And good for you there, Harley. I'm glad you're a High Point fan. E711. Um, I would say a level 4 plate, um, only because it'll stop rifle and pistol. Uh, that's just my opinion. I actually did a review on a backpack that's got a level 4 plate in it. If you want to take a look at my videos, it's from Silent Valor. And good for you with your high points. Just hope to God your life never depends on it. And Harley Scott, happy birthday to you. I don't know. I don't know if people are jumping on the bandwagon just to be funny, but it just seems to be a lot of High Point fans. I could just never imagine going to the gun store saying, "Oh, give me the biggest piece of crap you have that's cheap so I could defend myself with it." Exactly, Mick. And even using them for bookends, I'd be a little skeptical. Yes, Bear. The Remington 1100 is probably the best semi-automatic shotgun ever made. Hands down. I don't think there's any semi-automatic shotgun that compares to the Remington 1100. I don't. I disagree, Zombie. I don't believe Ruger will take Glock mags. Um, Maybe if it comes with P mags, probably because I have the Ruger RXM and I run that with genuine Glock mags. I'm not a fan of P mags. Um, Ruger LC10 10 millimeter carbine. I got to look at that. Never heard of a Flight King. No. Ah, that doesn't sound right, Ted. Glock 21 is 45 ACP. I thought he said 10 millimeter. That would be Glock 20. You know what, Mick? I agree with you. And Keltec is not moving their way up. Um, I'll get right back to you in 1 second, Bear. I had a Keltec Sub 2000. It's the biggest piece of crap. It's all plastic and had a polymer feed ramp. And I got rid of it and I bought the Smith & Wesson FPC. And that was the best thing I ever did. And there's not that much difference between the Smith & Wesson and the High Point. Bear with me, Bear. I'm trying to find the comments. I lost it. No, I agree with what you said, Ted, but if it's 10 millimeter, you were saying Glock 21 mags. Glock 21 is 45 ACP. If it was 10 millimeter, it would use Glock 20 mags. And yes, the Keltec Sub 2000 does use uh, P mags and Glock mags, but just not a fan. I did see the V variant, but to be honest with you, Glock lost me as a customer. I will never, ever buy another Glock just because they caved. Um, and especially for the dumb reason. Yeah, Mick, I have that Smith & Wesson FCP in 9 millimeter. I love it as well. Um, I wish I would have waited because it came out in 10 millimeter. I'm probably going to buy another one in 10 millimeter anyway, but um, I need to get my lever action 357 Magnum first. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Smith & Wesson, and um, they did move to the great state of Tennessee. Um, they're in Maryville, about an hour from here. And when they moved here, they had a open house. My wife and I went. It was awesome. They had free food, bands. You get to see all the guns. They had all the guns out in public display. You can pick them up and uh, get a good look at them. It was awesome. I'm also thinking of maybe one day going to the Smith and Wesson Academy. I don't know what you're saying here, Ted. I'm just saying, if it's 10 millimeter, it would use Glock 20 mags. If it was 45, it would use Glock 21 mags. Yes, that is correct, Ted. Yeah, and I agree with you, Bear. I mean, I know obviously, Smith and Wesson is never going to accept Glock mags. Um, However, like the Smith and Wesson FPC, um, if you own a Smith and Wesson M&P pistol, it will take those magazines. I agree, Mick. I mean, I used to be a Glock fanboy. I have a lot of them, but I lost all respect for them since they caved. Um, there's a lot of guns out there now for less money that are just as good, um, and I just would never get another Glock again. And I don't know what an MP5 is, so yeah, Mick, I'm gonna go with the Marlin lever action 357 carbine. And hello, Carl. Thanks for joining. We do have about 10 minutes left on the stream. For those of you that are new, please hit the subscribe button and watch as many of our videos as possible. That's how we generate our revenue. Uh, Ted, what finish in stock for the lever? Um, I like the Marlin because it's got a gorgeous walnut stock and it's blued. I was looking at the Henry Big Boy, um, and I love the brass gate on it, but the Henry's really so damn heavy. It's 9 pounds as opposed to, 6 and change for the Marlin. And now that uh, Ruger owns Marlin, um, the quality will stay very good. I never heard of Christensen Arms. Hmm, interesting. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I guess it's because the Henry's got the octagonal barrel that makes it heavy. But I mean, 9 pounds is just that's heavy, man. The only pistol caliber carbine that I've seen that takes Glock mags is the Keltec sub 2000 or sub 3000. I haven't seen any other ones that do. All right, we got about 10 minutes left. So you guys want to make suggestions for topics or comment on firearms, do it now before the time runs out. We always have people who wait until last minute and then we stop the stream and they never got to ask their question. The only Ruger I can comment on that takes Glock mags is the Ruger RXM pistol. And that's because they take the PMags, but I really don't like the quality of the PMags, so I run my Ruger RXM with genuine Glock mags. And Johnny, I think it's time for you to go back to your parents' basement. And again, for those who just joined, we will not be doing a stream next week due to the Thanksgiving holiday. Yeah, you know what, Bear? I'm just not a fan of aftermarket mags. Really not. Especially my 1911s. I run either Wilson Combat or Chip McCormick, even in my Colt. And the Wilson Combat mags work better than factory mags in 1911s. And it's interesting because Wilson Combat now owns Chip McCormick. And there's people that are joining late, and just so you know, this stream does end in 7 minutes. We start at 12 noon Eastern on Saturdays. Well, good for you, Ted. Really. I mean, I've not had good experiences with the Pro Mags. I just, you know, my feeling is you're going to go and spend $500 or $600 on a gun. Why chintz out on magazines? I mean, I'm just not a fan of aftermarket mags personally. That's a good question, King. What's my everyday carry? That depends on where I am. Um, when I'm at work, my everyday carry is the um, Savage Stance. When I'm out and about, it's my Glock 20 10 millimeter. I also carry the 19X a lot, but I just have so many firearms, it's hard to tell. I agree with you, Bear. I'm not a fan of aftermarket mags. I just, like I said, you're going to spend $500 or $600, and then you're going to bitch about $20 for a magazine, um, especially when your life depends on it. Julius, the The Wrangler's a great gun for the money, honestly. Um, I mean, it is a 22 and it is single action, but it's a lot of fun to shoot and it's great quality. And you can get, and they're cheap. You can get them for $100 and something dollars. Trust me, Bear, I have more than one for every day of the week. Um, it basically depends on what I'm doing. I mean, uh, depending on where I'm going to be, if I'm in areas where I'm going to open carry, I carry a much bigger gun. If I have to conceal carry, I carry a smaller gun. But you know, when I open my gun safe, Bear, um, it's almost like when my wife goes into her closet to pick out a dress and shoes. I have that same problem when I pick out a pistol every day. I never know what one to take because I don't know what I'm going to be doing. King, I own a Springfield Echelon. I've done the review on it. If you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel. Watch my review on the Springfield Echelon. I even replaced the um, grip on the Echelon with the OD Green. It's an awesome gun. It's optic ready. It'll accommodate 30 different optics without a mounting plate. It's got a front tritium night sight. It's fantastic. I have the full size Echelon. Um, when I bought the Echelon full size with the 4.5-inch barrel, at that time, they didn't have the compact, or I would have got it. All right, guys, 2-minute warning. Again, thank you all for joining. I love having these Saturday and Wednesday evening uh, streams with you guys and sharing information. It's always good to learn different point of views on things. And again, we will not be having a live stream next weekend. Zombie, you also have a great weekend. Same to everyone. And I hope you all have a blessed and safe Thanksgiving for you and your families. Bear, if you haven't done so, you take a look at my emissary review. That is awesome. I got to tell you, I mean, I got a lot of 1911s, but that emissary is my favorite. Uh, Again, I hope you all and your families have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Um, we will be back the following Saturday, which would be in December. Um, but anyway, we're about to sign off now. Again, those who haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of videos out there to watch. There's almost 800 of them. Bear, if you haven't done so, check out the emissary review, brother. If you weren't convinced about getting one before, you will be now. And thanks, Bear. Same to you and your family. All right, guys, we're going to end the stream now. We'll catch you the week after Thanksgiving. Love you all. Thanks for joining.